All right, Brown family, I want to show you what's going on with your girl Jade. Come here, babe. Jade continues to be terrific. So happy with Jade. She's really firing on all cylinders, and what's great is she loves to do this. She wants to work. Some dogs you really gotta make them do it. Jade wants to do it, which is you just can't teach want to. I always tell people, you know, I can make any dog pick it up. I can make any dog go through these drills, but I can't make them love it. And Jade definitely loves it, which is why she's going to do well and have a great career, and will go about as far as you want her to go, depending on your budget and how long you can stand her to be gone. But anyway, I wanted to explain a little bit about today about what we're setting up. So today I'm going to show you the transition from force to pile into three-hand casting. Now I've got a little bit different angles set up today on the camera. So right here, this is the far pile, this white pylon. That's the target she's been running to at the building. She knows where that is. She's been there 100 times going to pick up bumpers on the back command. Now, what we've added to this today is I have over here a white pylon at the edge of the screen over here, and then there's another one that's over here on the edge this way. Now, these two that are on the sides are about halfway down my training field. So probably, 30 yards or so. The whole thing is only maybe 60 yards long or so, maybe 70, I don't know, something like that. The idea is, though, that we want to teach her the idea to go 3 different places. Now, the thing here is I can send her on back, and what we're eventually going to want to do is to stop her in the middle and redirect, to teach her to go to a different direction. But before we can redirect, we first have to teach her the concept of going a different direction, of going over. And so the way that we're going to do this is what we call the three-hand casting drill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 commands, and everything is going to be with her facing me like this. So there will be a command like this that I will give that will be for back, and then I will have a command like this that will be for over. I'll say the word over to go to the right, and I will say the word over to go to the left. So the only 2 words will be back and over, depending on which way we want. Now, today we're going to make this condescendingly clear for her. We're going to do a couple bumpers running to the far pile, because we always want to encourage the dog to go out. It's always the thing we want the dog to do, is to go further. Because in general, we're constantly trying to keep the dog going. We're trying to build momentum, drive deeper, keep going further, run out farther on your blind. We can always call the dog towards us. She knows the here command. That's no problem. The trick is we're trying now to build confidence to keep going back. And so what we don't want to do is we don't want to stop her when we're building that confidence to keep going. So the way that we do this is I'm going to cut the field in half, and we're going to start with her up in front of us. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to see on the camera today, because I won't be able to show you the piles unless the camera is farther back. So I apologize. It may be a little harder to hear me today, but that's just kind of the limitations of I'm literally just doing this with an iPhone. So anyway, I wanted to show you though how I set it up. So we're going to go out here, and I'm going to go sit Jade. Basically, you can think of, I'm going to sit her at the pitcher's mound, effectively. And we're going to have first base, third base, and second base. And that's all we're going to be doing today. And I'm going to be standing right in front of the pitcher's mound. So we'll literally be, a step away from her. And the idea is I'm going to slowly transition myself to get further and further away from her so that I can get to home plate. I want to be able to be giving these commands from home plate, not from standing with her at the pitcher's mound. But we're going to start with it where I'm going to be standing right there with her. So here's how we set this up. Got a bucket of bumpers. We're going to go down here to the far pile and set these out. Hey. Here. All right. Okay, so a couple of things. I've got a white bucket with me that I'm going to use to make the bumpers disappear. One of the things we don't want to do is we don't want to just set the bumpers on the ground, because then the dog's going to see a pile of bumpers laying right here and they're going to want to check it out every time. So I'm going to have the bumpers disappear by being in a bucket. If Jade messes with the bucket, I'm going to put the bucket behind me to make it go away even more so. All right, so there's a whole pile of them down here on the end. And actually, I think I'll send her the long way first. This would actually be a good one for her. Here, sit. Back. Good girl. Good. Back. Back. Good. Good job. Back. All right, so Jade's got the hang of going back from the front cast. Give her something new. It's important that when we do that first over, that the dog looks at us before we give it the cast. Give. Gosh. Thanks. Here. Now, let's send her the long way again. Back. And she went through the pitcher's mound there to get through this. Very good. I'm not sure if I have another bumper at the end of the field. Yeah, we do. So now she's seen these two areas over here. Knowing there can be bumpers over there, we want to send her through the middle. Back. No. Here. Okay, so she guessed on that one. She was guessing to go back to this pile because she had just been there. Super, super common. I told her no, I did not even correct on the e-collar. So what I did is I brought her back to me and I scoot up. So that way I'm taking that out of play to make it more obvious I want her to go long. But, no. That time I hit her on the collar because that was, she went there twice. Heel, sit. But, generally I don't give an e-collar correction if they guess. on the first try. They go back, I'm gonna nick them. Good girl. Good girl. So that's a little bit what three-hand casting looks like to get started. Jade did very, very well there. I did do, okay, all done, ready? Let her have some fun. I did do 1 day of this beforehand. So she had seen 1 day, but that's only one. Good girl. Gift, and what's perhaps even more fantastic news is we got water. So I just threw her bumper in the pond, so Jade's got to go get wet, so she's all excited about that. But anyway, Jade's doing great. We're going to keep working through this drill this week. We got all wet now. Good girl. So we'll keep working through this drill, and then we'll start to put it together what we call a full T pattern, where we want to be able to send her through those areas. And we'll do some lining drills, we'll do some wagon wheel. We got lots of stuff, lots of handling drills, but the bottom line is she's picking it up great, doing awesome. She's a great dog.